You have betrayed your own community, your own people. The reason why Jews are so vulnerable is because of you. Your failures, your weakness, your cowardice, not us. We've been the same since day one.
Keir Starmer reacts sharply after Tommy Robinson accuses him of being disrespectful on live TV. You're not going to believe what just happened. A live TV debate, a heated exchange, and one phrase that's now echoing across social media. Tommy Robinson just called Keir Starmer disrespectful, and Starmer's reaction? Let's just say, it wasn't calm. It was it was emotional. And it showed a side of the Labour leader we rarely get to see. Because in that moment, the calm, lawyerly politician lost his cool and the internet caught every second of it. It all happened during a televised discussion about community tensions, policing, and free speech. Robinson, known for his fiery takes, was invited to share his perspective on government accountability and fairness. Starmer, sitting just a few seats away, was there to defend his party's record and his own leadership style. But as the conversation turned toward public trust, things began to unravel. Robinson, looking straight at Starmer, said, "You talk about respect, but you don't show it. You dismiss ordinary people, you mock their concerns. That's disrespectful." You could feel the tension instantly. Starmer's expression shifted, his eyes narrowed, his tone hardened, and then he erupted. "Disrespectful? Don't tell me about disrespect," he shot back, his voice rising. "I've spent my entire career defending the rights of people like you to speak freely, even when I disagree." The studio went silent. For a few seconds, it wasn't about left or right, it was about two men with completely different worldviews clashing in real time. Within minutes, clips from the exchange flooded social media. On X, formerly Twitter, one user posted, "Finally, Starmer shows some emotion. But wow, Robinson really got under his skin." Another wrote, "This is why live debates matter, we see who they really are." By morning, the hashtag Starmer versus Robinson was trending. And the reactions were split straight down the middle. Supporters of Starmer praised him for standing up for his values, calling it a rare display of backbone. Critics, though, accused him of losing control, saying he let Robinson bait him on purpose. Let's unpack what really happened, because this moment wasn't just about two personalities clashing. It was about something bigger. For years, Keir Starmer has crafted an image of calm authority. Measured. Professional. Always in control. He's often been criticized for being too careful, too scripted, like a politician reading from a teleprompter rather than speaking from the heart. Tommy Robinson, on the other hand, thrives on confrontation. He's loud, unapologetic, and deeply emotional when he feels people's voices are being ignored. So when these two men faced off, it was almost inevitable that sparks would fly. Robinson's accusation of disrespect hit a nerve because it touched on something many voters already feel. That political elites often dismiss everyday concerns. And Starmer's reaction, though intense, was his attempt to push back against that image. But did it work? Political analysts were quick to weigh in. One commentator on GB News said, "Starmer's reaction might have humanized him for some viewers, but it also exposed how easily he can be provoked." Another journalist on Sky noted, "This was the first time we've seen Starmer genuinely rattled, and that's both his strength and his weakness." Even some Labour insiders, speaking anonymously, reportedly expressed mixed feelings. One said, "We want passion, yes, but we also need composure." He gave Tommy exactly what he wanted, a headline. Meanwhile, Robinson's supporters saw it as a win. To them, he'd cornered a powerful figure into showing his true colors. Finally, one commenter wrote, "Someone challenged Starmer to his face and he couldn't handle it." But beyond the viral soundbites and online drama, there's a deeper story here, a reflection of how fragile the political conversation has become. We've reached a point where disagreement feels like war, where one heated word can dominate the news cycle, and where outrage has become a political tool. Think about it, this wasn't a policy debate. It wasn't about taxes, jobs, or education. It was about tone, respect, and emotion. That's what makes this moment so powerful and so dangerous. Because when politics becomes a contest of outrage, truth and nuance start to disappear. But let's be fair. Both men were, in their own way, speaking from conviction. Starmer was defending his credibility, the idea that being professional doesn't mean being detached. Robinson was defending his belief that ordinary citizens deserve to be heard, not managed or dismissed. And when those two ideologies collide, emotion is inevitable. Still, many observers say Starmer's reaction might have long-term consequences. In politics, image is everything. And whether he looked authentic or unstable depends entirely on which side of the debate you're on. As the dust settled, reporters caught up with Starmer outside Parliament. When asked about the exchange, he gave a carefully measured response. Passionate debate is healthy in a democracy. But we all need to remember respect goes both ways. That line, "respect goes both ways," quickly became the headline quote of the day. A subtle attempt to reclaim control of the narrative, but also a quiet acknowledgement that the encounter had struck a nerve. Meanwhile, Robinson, speaking later on his livestream, doubled down. He said he stood by everything he said and accused the media of spinning the story to protect political elites. And with that, the debate raged on. But here's the thing. Moments like this reveal something bigger than politics. They show us how fragile public trust really is. People are tired of feeling unheard. They want real conversations, not rehearsed talking points. And when they finally see emotion, even if it's messy, they pay attention. Maybe that's why this story hit so hard. It wasn't just about Starmer losing his temper, it was about Britain watching its leaders act human for once. And in today's hyper-controlled political landscape, that's rare. So, what happens next? Will Starmer's fiery reaction hurt his image or boost it by showing he's more than just a calm bureaucrat? Will Robinson's challenge push more public figures to face criticism head-on, rather than avoid confrontation? No one knows for sure. But one thing's clear: this exchange won't be forgotten anytime soon. Because beyond the shouting and the headlines, it captured something real. A moment where the masks slipped, and the emotions spoke louder than the politics. And the question remains, if this is just the beginning, how much deeper does it go?